The governor is widely expected to explore a presidential run. King 5's Chris Daniels joining us live with what really seems to be a hot topic in Olympia.
Yeah, Lori, Mark, Republicans have been quick to launch on to the talking point that the governor's numerous policy announcements are a way for him to introduce his platform to a national audience. Today, he addressed that question.
Our system's designed for accommodating the ambitions of individual politicians. I'm sure that we will function, but I also think it does make it more difficult to really concentrate on good government when you've got a lot of people that are looking at the next position.
House Republican Minority Leader J.T. Wilcox today, pressed by reporters about the upcoming session and how Governor Jay Inslee's flirtation with a national run impacts Olympia.
We have people in the Coast Guard in the state of Washington have to work and not getting paid. Tell me how that's fair.
Inslee has been all over the map lately, talking D.C. and rolling out policies related to health care, the climate, and orcas. Senate Minority Leader Mark Schessler is a Ritzville Republican.
Well, I think his policies may be geared towards Iowa more than Washington. That's just a fact. I think the other thing is it's going to be a really good year for the lieutenant governor, because he's going to get that 70% bump in his salary every day that the governor's gone.
It's not the case. That's my best answer. Look, politics, you get a lot of criticism. I understand that. I'm not sure that one makes a lot of sense.
Inslee instead says policy proclamations are all about the state, noting climate change, something he's been fighting about for years.
And you just made the case that they're about Washington. So if they are, why go to Nevada and New Hampshire this month to talk about Washington State?
Well, listen, you can be assured that if I were going to have travels, I got a fantastic story to tell, unsurpassed by anywhere else in the country. And that's the story of Washington, how the Washington way can produce spectacular economic growth.
This will be a question that will not go away until Inslee answers it directly, and he's only fueling the talk. He traveled all over the country in the lead up to the midterm election, campaigning for Democratic governors, and he's headed to Nevada this week to speak to a progressive group, and New Hampshire later this month to discuss climate change.
Interesting venues.
His number one topic, it seems, right now.
All right.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks.